With all the hills done and all the other details I need, this world is pretty much 100% complete in terms of all the scenery. Yeah, you might be noticing the houses here too, if you can make that out. Here, I'll zoom in. Now you can see the houses a little better, but you have to remember, at the distance these things have, they are tiny. They're barely almost 2/3 of a mile away for even the closest ones, let alone these way back here. These have a scaling of 34 for 3,400 feet of distance. These have a scaling of 40. And you might also be noticing something here looks really strange. These seem to be kind of in a straight line, but these just suddenly start taking a dive down. Huh? That is not a bug or a mistake on my end. It's actually completely intentional. The reason? This here is a slope. Yep. And that's also the reason why these beach decals are pretty much the same here. Well, what happens when you have a slope? You might also be noticing that I've changed these from 34 for their scaling to 33.5. And, of course, the houses are now making up the 34. I did that so that these emergency type stuff was actually much closer to the water and the lifeguard stands, if you know what I mean. But, yep, you could see these really hard to see hills back here. But aren't you getting excited in what this all looks like in the game engine? Well, I'm getting excited too, but not so fast yet. Yeah, hold your horses, as they sometimes hear. And there's a good reason for that. I've only made the image in this simulation. I need individual images in order for the engine to be able to, draw them. So, that's what the final phase of the process is for making the hills. I've already done the houses, so I can pretty much ignore that. So, what about this? Well, you might be thinking, okay, I'll just zoom in and otherwise just crop that and go from there, right? Wrong. I must have only just this layer only visible. And yeah, there's no beach towels here. Why? There's a very good reason for that. What happens when beach towels end up in water? Yeah, they get soaking wet. It's kind of pointless having beach towels there. These are beach umbrellas, so they're pretty much immune to it. You might also be noticing the lack of a stick here. Well, that stick that goes into the sand or whatever. There's actually a reason for that. Distance. Big time distance. Okay, well, I'll work out the math just to show you what I mean. Let's see, how big would that pole be? 1 3/4 inches, basically? 1 coordinate unit? Well, 1 coordinate unit divide 32, because that's the scaling. Pixels times scaling, basically. Or at least in this case, it's coordinate units. You get the idea. But this is how opaque it would be. 3%. Wow. No wonder why I don't have that there. It's so faint you ain't even going to see it. Times 255, so you can get an idea what the alpha is. That's 8. It's nothing. There's like nothing there. So what's the point of having that stem when you otherwise can't even see it? But anyway, enough of that. It just gives you the idea anyway. What I usually do is I just select the whole layer, and I crop the entire image. And yes, there's a bug here. I've known about that bug for a long time. And this is where I actually get to the saving of the image. In this case, let's see, this is beach stuff 0032.tga, as they often say, TGA. What's with the 32? That's easy. What do you suppose the scaling is? The first part of the number, these first 4 digits, is always the integer part of it. Notice that there's 4 digits, meaning that there's a potential for a scaling of 9999. Well, first I'll just save this, and I'll demonstrate with the next layer. But, oh boy. Look at all that. That's weird. It's actually an extension to that bug. But it's no big deal anyway. Now I'll just select that. Forgot to hit Z a second time. Yep, there's beach towels here. Because it's far enough away from the water. Each scaling unit is 100 feet, so that makes this 25 feet away from the water, which is, well, if this is any hint. So we'll crop that pretty much the same way. And so what about fractions? Easy. In this case, I just put an extension to it, up to 6 digits for the extension. Yeah, that's how precise it is. Let's see, I think that's almost on the micrometer scale. That's how fine of the precision I get. Yeah, waiting for that. Hit Z the third time. And then I just go by and process these. These are taller because they got these lifeguard stands here. Of course, back in YMCA camp, I came up with a quotation. This is like July 21, 1997, give or take a day or two anyway, or if you know what I mean. I came up with a quotation. Ready to hear what it is? High elevation is the best elevation. The higher, the better the view. Yep, and that's why I had those lifeguard stands up as high as they were. And even these all have that same thing. Notice how I just appended a 7 under there? Well, it's because it was going from 32.5 to 32.75. You just need to append a 7 in there, in that spot. Yep, and every object, except the houses since they were processed in a separate image and already saved, is all done this same way. I'll just keep doing this until I otherwise get done. ZZ Z again. And houses I skip because they're already done. For the hills I ignore these fog ones because that's just to give me an idea on what the fading and stuff will be like in the game engine. That's all that's for. And I otherwise just keep doing the same process for pretty much everything. Oh, I'm missing something. What am I missing? Ooh, gotta have the zeros there. I'm missing, where is it? This, beach buildings. Huh, seems like there's an odd spot up there. But if you look closely, there's actually some transparency there. If this is any hint. But anyway, this is beach buildings at 33.5. Not hills. Beach buildings. 33.5. ZZ. Oh. Didn't get rid of the selection as I usually did. And I guess it's returning to the hills and, well, the next part of this video I'll just be covering the end result in the game engine. Of course that's going to be a while because I need to set stuff up.